Love your Quest 3, but absolutely hate how fast that battery dies? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. That feeling of being on a clock, knowing your session is about to end, can totally pull you out of the experience. Well, today, we're gonna fix that. So officially, the Quest 3 is rated for about 2.2 hours of runtime. But let's be real, right? When you're in a really demanding game, it feels like you just get warmed up before that dreaded low battery warning pops up and just kills the vibe. And here is the absolute best part. We're going to do this without you having to buy a single thing. No external batteries, no fancy cables. We're going to find that extra 45 minutes just by changing 6 simple settings that are already built right into your headset. All right, first up, this is the big one. This is the single biggest change you can make for the largest battery gain possible. We're talking about the refresh rate. Think of it like frames per second. The higher the rate, the smoother everything looks, but it also means your headset's processor is working overtime, and that just drinks battery life. Okay, let me walk you through this one carefully, step by step. First, open up your main settings menu. From there, you're going to go into System, and then you'll find the Display section. In there, you'll see a toggle for the 120 Hz refresh rate. Go ahead and turn that off. That'll drop you down to the default 90 Hz. But if you want the absolute biggest savings, we're going to take it one step further and manually select 72 Hz. So what's the catch? Well, the gain is huge. You get about 20 extra minutes of playtime from this one change alone. The pain, if you can call it that, is that motion won't be quite as buttery smooth. Now, for watching movies or playing slower-paced games, you honestly might not even notice. For those super fast-paced competitive shooters, yeah, you might feel the difference. And boom. Just like that, we've already banked 20 minutes. We are well on our way to our goal. Let's keep this momentum going and jump right into tip number 2. Next up, we have another heavy hitter, your display brightness. You know this from your phone, right? The screen is one of the biggest power drains on any device, and the Quest 3 is no different. The good news is it's incredibly easy to adjust on the fly. This one is super simple. All you have to do is open your quick settings menu, by tapping the clock on the universal menu bar. The brightness slider is right there. You don't even need to crank it all the way down. Just dropping it into that 50 to 60% range is kind of the sweet spot for saving a ton of power while keeping everything perfectly visible. So the gain here is another solid 15 minutes of playtime, which is fantastic. The trade-off is that the image will be a little less vibrant, a bit less poppy. But, it's funny, some people actually prefer this look, as it can make dark scenes feel a little deeper and less washed out. Okay, let's do a quick check on our running total. We've got 20 minutes from the first tip, 15 from this one, and we are now at 35 minutes of extra playtime. We are just 10 minutes away from our goal. Now, these next few tips are smaller, but trust me, they all add up. All right. Time for the rapid fire round. These next 4 settings aren't going to give you huge 20-minute gains on their own, but together, they're exactly what we need to get us across that 45-minute finish line. Okay, you ready? Here we go. First, if you're playing an offline game, just turn off the Wi-Fi in your quick settings. That's a quick 3 minutes. Next, stop background uploads, go to Settings, then Camera, and turn off Media Sync. Bam! Another 2 minutes. Then head to Settings, then System, then Headset Tracking, and switch the frequency to 50 Hz. You'll barely notice, and it saves you another 3 minutes. And finally, just close any unused apps or browser tabs running in the background. That's another couple of minutes right there. And there we have it. Let's do the math. 20 minutes plus 15 plus the 10 minutes we just scraped together from our rapid fire round. That gets us to a grand total of 45 extra minutes of playtime. Mission accomplished. It just shows you how a few small targeted changes can make a huge difference in your VR sessions. Now that we know how to squeeze more life out of a single session, let's zoom out and talk about the big picture, keeping your battery healthy for years to come. Because extending playtime today is great, but preserving the life of the battery itself, well, that's just as important. The single most important concept for pretty much any modern gadget is the 20-80 rule. You see, lithium-ion batteries experience the most chemical stress and degradation when they're pushed to 100% charge or drained completely to zero. By just trying to keep your Quest 3's battery floating somewhere between 20 and 80%, you dramatically reduce that long-term wear and tear. So what does this mean in practice? Well, first, don't just leave your headset plugged in for days at a time. Once it's charged, unplug it. If you're going to store it for a while, aim for about a 50% charge. That's its happy place. And heat is the ultimate enemy of batteries, so please avoid leaving it in a hot car. Oh, and here's a final cool tip.
If you play while plugged into an external battery, the Quest is actually smart enough to stop charging its own internal battery around 80% to keep things from overheating. Pretty neat, huh?
So there you have it, 45 extra minutes per session and the knowledge to make your battery last for the long haul. The only question left is, what amazing world are you going to explore with all that extra time?